Sean back? Do we have a Sean?
I've been here.
All right. Who else do we got? Ryan, you back?
I'm here.
And Arlen is back, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We are on the world map still? We are on the world map still. All right, good. I gotta find a different.
So tell me, Culvert, because that chair looks insanely comfortable, but is it really?
It's a chair. It's the only chair I own. It's just a generic armchair. A family friend was throwing it out when I was a sophomore in college and gave it to me for free.
Ain't nothing wrong with free things.
Yeah. And I always lived with people who had dining chairs, so I never bought my own.
Okay.
So it's currently the only piece of seating aside from my couch that exists in my apartment.
Okay then.
But it's fairly decent if I wasn't broken.
Oh yeah, because you need to sit up straight, don't you?
Yeah. I should probably invest in a slightly better for you kind of chair, but those are expensive.
You should have seen if they were going to get rid of the ones out of your old facility when you guys moved out.
I was.
She wasn't there when the move out happened.
Yeah.
No, I meant the last
Also,
one.
the building we were in before, I was sitting in a god awful office.
Yeah. So remember,
chair.
she got a cast off table, and she didn't have an actual desk at that point. And in fact, those chairs that were there needed to stay there because people are kind of there.
I shared a folding table with 3 other people.
I remember that. You had like the horrible bench. I forgot about that part. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hi, dog.
Like, my chair at work is amazing. It actually really helps when I'm having a bad day. But everything else kind of sucks.
Okay then.
Yeah, so note to self, the next time we do a fundraiser, it's the fundraiser for Culvert's nice chair.
That's funny. All right, where are my encounters at? All right, so what are these?
I swear, I only get notifications when my phone is occupied being my camera. So I hear it buzzing, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
It's like, thanks, I'll get back to you when this is done.
Right?
Right? All right. I need that picture. Download. All right. Let's see. We are all back. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if the stream's kicked off yet or not, but are you recording and stuff? Yeah. Okay, cool. So having defeated for those of you that are new, we have crashed on a desert island. Well, it's not desert. It's more the deserted part. We've crashed on an island. Forsaken Island. There we go. Because it is not deserted either. It's got creepy things like giant frogs that almost ate people. And it also has a mysterious satyr that you have met, who is hopefully leading you in the right direction to go figure out what the heck is going on, so that you can get out of this place, because it's not a good place. So we are on our way to the town. Let's kind of flip back here. I am on the wrong map. I'm pretty sure I'm on the wrong map. I am on the wrong map. All right, we're on our way back to the town. You set off again towards the town. And not a whole lot happens. You walk through the rest of the swamp. You see a couple of big snakes. They don't really care enough. And you pass through the rolling hills before you, in the distance, see a town. The town is about what you would expect for your average kind of Mediterranean-looking town. A couple of brick buildings, but you notice that a lot of that a surprising amount of the buildings are made out of wood, and some of the buildings look to be kind of repurposed ships. In fact, it looks like they're taking a ship right now and breaking it down for parts. So the shipyard in the harbor does not appear to be for building them. It looks to be more for tearing them apart for resources. But aside from that flurry of activity, it looks like a pretty standard town. There's, some bigger houses and some little houses. Looks like there might be a winery. What is the plan? Who is going where?
Normally I would say our charisma heavy person should probably go negotiate. But I'm thinking he's not the smartest guy here.
He's not even sure why we're here.
Although technically, Sean, you've got high charisma, right?
Yeah, but a -1 to intellect.
Oh, both of you?
I've got a
Very
negative.
pretty and yet dumb?
They're made for each other.
I have low charisma with a -1 to intellect.
Everyone's dumb.
I mean, I feel like we knew that going into this.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. This is the pretty but dumb. Campaign.
I have an int of 13 at least.
Okay.
Oh, look who's hurt.
Right? But my charisma is also 13.
Fernicos is smart, but however, he is currently unable to assist you with negotiations.
I also
I have an intellect of 12.
I also do not necessarily negotiate. That is not something that is particularly encouraged by Theros. He prefers his champions to persuade via force of personality or force.
Okay. So, who is going to, who's gonna go do this? Who's gonna go talk to anybody? I mean, technically, Jen could just walk in and start talking to people. She just won't be the most persuasive one there.
That is true. Okay, well, let's start off with, while walking into the town, what do we see besides them breaking ships apart?
So it's not ships; it's ship singular. There's a whole lot of what look to be supplies offloaded from the ship, as well as a bunch of people are currently tearing down one of the ships. And it looks like there's a whole big mob of angry people kind of surrounded by the ship, and there's a few armed guards kind of keeping track of the angry people.
Do we recognize any of the angry people?
They are not from any of the crews that you've seen.
Do we recognize the ship?
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
My pass is of a 23. Do I really need to roll? I do need to roll. All right.
Not that it will be bad, but I heard the beep boop. I don't see anything on my screen.
It's there.
That took a second. So, those sails are the correct color.
Oh. Yep. Salazar. I point out the ship. I mean, that's our quarry right there.
Hmm.
Is he muted?
Hey
Yes,
guys,
yeah.
I was muted. This is me. We found it. It's time to get to work.
I lean over. About whom were they speaking?
So I don't know who, but I know what. And I know that they stole something from our goddess, and then we were sent on the wild hunt to retrieve it. And probably to bring justice to whoever did it.
That sounds kind of like something that Leia would want.
And so I'm also inwardly cringing at walking into a town because I'm not a fan of civilization.
Okay. So you're standing at the edge of the town, looking plaintively at the ship, going, "I want to get whoever was on that ship." How are you going to accomplish that?
That's a good question. Is there a direct path down there that doesn't take me past a whole lot of like people and things?
The shipyard is the busiest thing going on right now, as they're unloading supplies and tearing down the ship and corralling a bunch of angry people. So
the story didn't exactly say what we were in fact searching for. Do we know?
Colbert had a question.
It said my eye. Her eye was stolen. But is that a literal eye? Like, what is that?
Religion check?
I did have a question. I was
Not
just
very good at religion. Okay, go for it.
realizing that we are all very battered and beaten. And if she wants to go pick a fight, like, Atheon will follow her. But he's also not smart.
There. Does Yaz know what it is?
Yaz does know what it is. Luckily, he's got religion skills with Nalea. The Eye of Nalea is not a literal eye. It is, however, a magical item that is kind of a true sight type thing. And it is sacred to her, and it was taken from one of her groves.
Right, but roughly how big? Like, what type of item are we looking for?
Something that you can fit in a lens and stick in front of your face.
Awesome. So something super small.
So we steal everyone's glasses.
Yeah. Maybe
Yes.
a little bigger than a glasses lens, but yeah, it's somewhere between a magnifying glass and a glasses lens in size, at least. You've never seen it, but you've heard about it.
So it's also possible it's in one of those boxes.
There's a lot of things that are possible.
It could be in someone's pocket.
Yes. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, my character's not really that hurt. So if someone doesn't want to like go charging in there, then someone should probably stop me from charging in there.
So my first question is, how long did it take us from blowing up the frog to getting to the edge of the village? How
So it
many
took you about
units?
2 hours to walk to the frog, and then it took you about 3 hours to walk to town. So it's been about 5 hours. You're probably most
So
of the
3 hours is
at minimum 18 health, maximum a bunch.
I gotta roll my yeah, it's a d6 every 10 minutes. Oh, thank you.
18d6 go.
That's what I was.
Granted, the rest of you are also pretty hurt, but Atheon is.
Oh, I only stored 51.
That's
Oh
horrible.
no.
Wow.
What I was going to say before we went on break is I was going to do a mass cure wounds on everybody.
Okay.
So that's
Still worthwhile.
everybody gets 31 health.
Okay then.
Because I
31?
yes, because max rolls and whatnot.
So that gives you like 82 health. I think you should probably be close to full. If not.
Yeah, that brings me only 30 down.
Okay.
So I'm now back up to fighting form and ready to go do dumb things.
Okay. Are we going to charge the dock workers?
I mean, Atheon has no idea what they're talking about. But he sees a horde of potential admirers.
Sorry, I was wrong. It was 36, so you get another 5 on top of that.
Okay. So, Sir Big.
Oop, I need to take myself off mute. I have an idea. I'm going to go do a thing. So 1 minute. Let me pull up this spell. I forget what level it is. There it is. So I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on our group.
I would like to hear some thought behind that one.
We're going to sneak in instead of charging directly in? Why? Have we already been seen? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I mean you're sitting at the edge of town. You have to walk pretty much through the town in the middle of the day to get to the docks to get to.
Can't we skirt around the outside?
Yes, you can walk down the beach if you would like.
Can we sneakily walk down the beach? I mean, I already don't leave tracks, but this would ensure that no one else does too.
You say ensure. As if a lot of us don't have disadvantage
fail.
on stealth checks.
Why do you have disadvantage? Are you wearing plate?
Armor.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Roll well.
I'm just picturing.
But it does, so you may not get the stealth part, but it says a creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
So do we just become invisible? Because isn't it still daylight?
Yes.
And we're on a beach, which is
Yep.
traditionally empty.
Generally.
And as far as we know, no one's following.
So you're saying there's absolutely nothing to hide, because then I'm not going to waste that spell slot.
I mean, you could try to walk down the beach, and I'm just picturing you trying to charge up behind like a post and go down behind like a bale of crates, and then it just sounds ineffective.
Meme worthy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, who has another idea? Because that was my plan.
I think Atheon's literally grown bored of this whole conversation.
Yeah, if we wait too long, he's just going to walk into town.
I'm about to walk into town.
Right?
Let's all just walk into town then.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
It almost definitely heard the gigantic explosion and exploding frog.
That was like 2 miles away. So maybe? I mean, you can ask them if they heard the exploding frog, because
2
that was
miles
amazing.
isn't that far for a gigantic explosion.
True.
I mean, I
Probably more than
picture
that. We've been walking for 3 hours.
I picture Atheon walking into town using his knock spell to get everybody's attention and be like, "Did anybody hear about the giant exploding frog?"
Congratulations, I have saved you all.
Let's do it.
Did you guys know you had frogs that were the size of houses?
What happened to the people that were already in the frog's hands? Or was that just the image?
I think
No, that was just the image.
Oh.
So I look over at Atheon and kind of smirk and be like, There's a very large potential to, I don't know, go get some attention down there. Those people look like they need you.
It's funny.
And so I just stand back and grin because I know what's about to happen.
All right. Unleash Atheon on the group, I guess.
He like swaggers into town, his cloak flapping in a non-existent wind.
And don't forget the smoldering armor.
Oh, I mean, the armor just always smolders because
Ooh, I have
he
that
always
too.
smolders. I feel like that's just a side effect of being around the fire all the time. I feel like that's just a side effect.
Oop, that was supposed to be muted.
And he literally, like, he walks into town just, and like I said earlier, congratulations, I have saved you all from the horrific beasts of the swamp. You were upon the brink of utter destruction at the hands of slime and water. And he starts recounting the glorious tale about how he grew 12 times his size and wrestled the large and slimy beast. And then and he starts gesticulating wildly at Frog. And my glorious companion threw himself into battle and dove down the throat of the beast.
I kind of half-heartedly pump my fists while sighing and shaking my head.
I'm back here just rolling my eyes because I'm like, that is not how that went down.
All right, so Atheon, give me a performance roll on this recounting. Granted, you had you had dramatic sound effects coming from behind you.
I feel like this is persuasion because he fully believes that this is how it happened.
Well, yeah, but you're not trying to persuade them to. I guess sure, you try to get them to like you more. So sure, and you had the dramatic sound effects, like literal the magic dramatic sound effects from behind you, like our first part being the.
Oh, I rolled for poop.
Do it with advantage because you had help. That helps. So they are somewhat taken aback by your regaling them with the tale of exploding frogs and saving them from the monsters of the swamp. And at the end of your tale, you get like a smattering of applause and cheers and stuff from the people that are unloading all of the docks, and you've actually managed to distract the angry mob to be more confused as to what's going on with you than angry at the people that are currently pointing spears at them.
So while she was distracting everybody, was the cargo unattended by chance?
Sure. Well, not unattended, but I mean, they stopped and they were just sitting there watching while they were doing it. So it was no longer being carried around.
Would I at least be able to, like, partially look through and see if I could find the item we're looking for?
Not surreptitiously, no. I mean, you can just walk over while they're distracted and start rooting through boxes. There's about a dozen boxes, and that's what's just sitting on the dock. So give me a search or an investigation check as you root through boxes. A lot of food in these boxes.
No good.
Some amphoras of wine. Some other kind of non-perishable goods, and a big crate of metal ingots for some reason. So, yep. Yeah, looks like a lot of supplies coming off the ship. So, Atheon, what are you going to do with your newfound friends?
He's gonna go to the bar
Okay.
because he is a jovial spirit, and he enjoys getting drunk and sharing more of his exploits.
Okay. So you encourage everyone to lead you off to the bar, and that persuasion check was amazing, so they're going to follow you off. They'll get to the whole unloading thing at some point. You're left with a couple of guards, and that's about it. And the pack of angry guys who are having someone explain to them that they need to calm down. There's nothing that can be done. Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to set my push to talk for it, and it's not working so well.
Okay. You didn't push to talk on Discord that time. Yeah. That doesn't work on both buttons. I broke Jen's computer. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Well, she's trying to set push to talk on her streaming, and she's trying to use the same button for push to talk on that and push to talk on Discord, and apparently it doesn't work like that.
Okay, here we go. I had to set a push to unmute button, and it needed to be a different button, so we should be okay now. No, we're not.
Where are you seeing these mystery comments?
So anyway, so Atheon has taken most of the workforce off to the bar for a impromptu drinking session. Is anybody else going to help Jen, or she's just going to sit there ineffectively digging through boxes and anybody going to ask anybody else any questions?
I'll help dig through things.
Okay.
I'm following Atheon.
Okay. Yaz, what was your thing?
Did you mute yourself again?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I said yeah. It's my job too, so I should be looking through boxes.
Okay. So
Somebody with a higher investigation, please roll.
So
I think I'm the only one.
And Ataxia are all searching the ship or parts of the ship.
Would it help if I ritual casted detect magic to see if we find any magic items?
Yeah, that would probably help a lot.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, so he spends 10 minutes casting detect magic while you guys search through boxes. Right about the same time he's done casting detect magic, and after about 10 minutes of searching boxes, someone of authority finally comes over to you and is like, "What are you? Who are you? And what are you doing?"
We're searching for boxes.
What happened to my deck crew?
You should check the bar.
He just kind of looks at you like, "What?" Okay. That doesn't answer the question of who are you and what are you doing. I don't remember you being on the crew. When
I'm Imbrius, and I'm looking at boxes.
We are the voice in the hand of Nalea, and we are here to retrieve her eye, which was stolen, and came in on that ship right there. So back off and let me finish my search.
What she said.
I love how serious it is, because Atheon would have just been like, I dropped my eye.
All right, so give me an intimidation roll on that.
Hopefully my boys are backing me up on this one, because this is not gonna be very good either.
Salazar was like, yeah, what she said, so that counts. Give me an intimidation roll.
The most intimidating of all backup.
Oh yes, I am intimidating.
You are. See if this guy also rolls a 20. He does not. So yes, you are sufficiently intimidating that the Dockmaster decides that you are not his problem. And he's just gonna go find what happened to his workmen.
It's like I don't get paid enough for this.
You stood at the bar, right? And he kind of like heads off to find the bar.
Yes, the par. And I go back to digging through boxes.
He's gonna
Okay.
have fun with what he finds.
So you spend the next little bit digging through boxes. You get the tech magic cast, and you start assisting in their search. The crowd of rabble have been kind of led off by everyone else. The crowd of rabble have been led off and kind of and have left you alone with the handful of dock workers that didn't walk off to the bar, and you guys as you kind of go through the ship. So you spend some time searching the ship, and you come up with no eye. You do find some stuff in the captain's cabin that is of a nautical nature, so you kind of get like the logbook of where they were and stuff. And
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the logbook just in case they stopped somewhere else and dropped it off.
Okay. So you snag the logbook, and you probably find, some nice bottles of wine and about 200 gold in a strong box underneath in the captain's cabin. Now, those of you at the bar, which I think is just Atheon and Prague, right?
Yep.
After regaling them with tales and drinking heavily, about 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, someone comes in who appears to be of a little more of a position of authority than these guys, and it's like, what do you think you're all doing in here? Blah blah blah. Just starts like chewing out the everyone else.
At which point, can I throw that bag of 200 gold onto the counter and be like, "Drinks on us"?
You're still in the ship, so
Oh,
we're kind
damn.
of in a lag time catch up. So he comes in while they're searching the ship. It starts losing his mind that all of the dock workers decided to take a break. And who the heck do you think you are? Taking a break in the middle of the day when there's ships to unload and supplies to be put away before before they spoil. And he kind of gets with the use of club, whistle, and large steel shod boot, starts moving them back in the direction of the docks. He totally ruined your drinking pals, Atheon. I apologize. But you did regale them with at least 2 tales of your bravery.
It's enough to get the tales flowing.
Hopefully from the top of a table, because I could picture that.
I'm sure he did.
Absolutely.
So I am sure Atheon was regaling this from half drunk, halfway on a table, and gesticulating wildly with pyrotechnic effects via prestidigitation. So, the rest of it is so lag time catches up. They show back up at the thing. You also have the guards that had led the other people away show back up with a couple of slightly better armed guards. And by slightly better armed, I mean they have like 2 dudes have a set of chainmail and they actually have swords instead of like leather armor and pointy sticks, which is about all they were mustering before this. And there's a well-dressed guy at the head of it who walks up to Jen because she seems to be in charge, and demands to know what you think you're doing here.
I look at him and I'm like, how many times do I have to explain myself? Because they all look the same to me, because I'm...
All you humans all look alike. So he's like, well, since I'm the mayor of the town, I think that you should maybe explain yourself to me before we have to ask you to leave. And we get to banish you like so many of the other miscreants that we've had in this town.
Is Atheon still on fire, by the way, at any part of him?
No. Or we can Or you can choose, like so many others, to live in harmony because there's no leaving anyway except the monster-haunted wilderness.
Oh, I have no problem with your people. I am looking for an item that was stolen from the goddess Nalea. They came in on the ship that you guys are dismantling in the harbor. If you know nothing of this, and prove that you know nothing of this, then we shall leave in the search for it. I have no quarrels with your people.
Ooh, do I have that button? I forget if I took that spell or not. Nope, I didn't. Zone of Truth was one of my options, but I elected against it. All right.
Oh, but I've got a fun thing that I could do, though.
Okay.
However, if you try to deceive us, and I make my eyes glow like a fiery, angry-looking orange color or something, say, however, if you choose to deceive us, then you shall face the wrath of the goddess Nalea herself.
Okay then. That's yet another intimidation check with advantage because the modernry.
Of course, I blew my one crit, so here we go.
Button. Wow, that took like 6 seconds to show up. That's not bad. Let's see what the headman
Could
give you.
have been much better.
It could have. At least it was only a 13, no matter which way you swing it. So he is still just a commoner, and he is still somewhat impressed by your display of martial prowess and righteous divine fury. So he backs off a little bit. He says, "You may search the ship, but you may search the ship, but you will find nothing there. We are simply we are simply the descendants of those stuck here at World's End." And the goings on of Kufaros, I always screw that name up. Kurfaros is are beyond our understanding. Kufrix, sorry.
Krufix.
Krufix.
Krufix, yeah.
Yes, Krufix.
I was like, which god are you trying to say?
Krufix. The goings on of Krufix are beyond our understanding.
Daniel's allergic to proper nouns.
I'm like, it's either Krufix or Perforos. I didn't know which way you were going with that.
Right.
The guy, the one with the magic island. And these are the poor schmucks that are stuck living here because whenever a ship shows up, congrats, you now live at the World's End. So you finish searching the ship top to bottom. There's nothing magical. You've already pillaged the gold. You've got the logbook, and you've got yeah, that's about it. Atheon's working on a good buzz. And his partner in crime is watching his back, I guess.
So, can we safely assume it's like evening already?
Considering you spent like at least an hour sorting through the town, yes. Or sorting through the ship. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that we're gonna go into a long rest here. So I'm gonna look at the mayor and be like, look, and I lay the 200 gold that I may or may not have found on the bar. I said, we would like to stay here for the evening, and would you be willing to take this in exchange for food and lodging, and perhaps we could share it with the patrons as well, like saying that I was going to buy a round of drinks.
Well, you can't buy it for the whole town because the whole town's got like a decent amount of people in it, but you can buy a round of drinks for all the dock workers and stuff if you want, or just at the inn you can say, hey, spend this until it runs out. And that makes you
Might
super
as well.
popular.
I mean, might as well. Not only does it make us popular, I'm pretty sure that you really don't need a gold when you're on a freaking island you can't get off of. I'd rather have a safe base to come back to while we try and figure out how to get off this hellhole.
Fair enough. So yeah, you have a drink at the World's End Tavern, and you
I will nurse one drink while everybody else gets like shit faced. I'm gonna sit in the corner and go through the logbook and see if I can figure out where else they stopped.
Okay. Do you or anybody in your group have navigation water? Or either navigation, either skill.
I have proficiency with land vehicles.
Yeah, it's either vehicle water or like navigation tools, basically.
Nope.
Prague? What did you have? Was it land vehicles?
I have neither. I have woodcarver's tools.
Kevin. And Salazar does not have navigation, land vehicles, and cooking. Okay. So,
he's a foodie.
There's
The
a
way
whole
you
lot
said
of
that definitely sounded like cocaine, not cooking.
there's a whole lot of stuff written in here that you don't quite understand with this whole, longitude, latitude, sun up, position of the stars things. I mean, you kind of understand that because, yeah. So you give me a survival roll at disadvantage and see if you make a whole lot of sense out of what's going on here. Not bad.
Respectable.
Not bad. Better than average. So you do your survival roll. You kind of try to understand what he's talking about for like stars and everything else. You navigate by the stars, but you've never used like the sextant, and you're trying to figure out what the heck this guy's doing with a clock, and so there's a whole lot of confusion. And he so it doesn't look like from a navigation standpoint, it looks like this ship sailed a bunch of places. But the latest one does look like it was in whatever the town was that you guys left from. Name I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it looks like they you have a log entry for Kremnos. Talks about buying a bunch of supplies and being paid extremely well to buy a bunch of supplies. And wait for 3 passengers in Kremnos before departing. And then after that was pretty much the extent of the 3 they waited for the 3 passengers, and then they set sail to what is essentially the location that you were. Well, it was supposed to be further west of where you got hit by the storm, but it got hit by the storm, so he ended up here. However, they and the logbook does talk about, however, they were able to successfully navigate the storm thanks to one of the passengers, who guided them to a safe harbor, which I guess is better than you guys had. But other than that, you didn't get a whole lot out of the logbook from where he came from or what he was doing.
But basically, we can assume that they came straight here.
Yeah, there didn't look to be a whole lot of navigational points that were drastically different from what you would have seen when you were riding your ship for a day and a half.
Okay, so I'm assuming that took me at least an hour to come to that conclusion.
Yeah, that took you a good part of the evening to come to that conclusion and read through the logbook for the last couple of days and figure out what the heck he was talking about.
Okay, so on my way to retire to my room, I stop by over with Salazar, and I clap him on the back and be like, "My friend, it's here still. Somewhere. I don't know where, but it's on this island."
No, everything's on the island.
Right, but I have good reason to believe that they didn't drop it off anywhere before they ended up here.
Fair enough.
Hopefully our rooms aren't upstairs. I'm not a big fan of climbing stairs.
I mean, technically, you can sleep in the stable if you would like. It might be more choice accommodations for you.
Actually, more my speed as well with no people.
Oh, that's not an offensive statement to make.
No. In fact, a taxi doesn't like civilization at all.
Taxi doesn't even like other centaurs, so
She doesn't like a whole lot of things. So she's actually a little more comfortable. Whoop, there goes the dog.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's a little more comfortable around animals than people. So yep, I'll take the stables.
So you spend the evening in various states of luxury, depending on what rooms you manage to secure. You all get to hit the long rest button and recover that. That way, you could set out fresh in the morning to try to figure out what the heck just happened and what your next steps are. And good.
Speaking of next steps, do we actually see this big ass tower?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I guess the first thing I'm going to do is ask the locals in the morning if they have seen anything else of interest on the island. Something that a band of, and I look at Atheon, spectacular adventurers would perchance have something to look at and or I don't know do besides sitting around here watching you guys unload boats.
So, many adventurers has come to this island, and several of them have passed through World's End, but ultimately they try to make their way out into the wilds to do something. I mean, the people that came on the ship, they set off into the wilds shortly after landing.
Did they now? Which direction did they go?
They went to the north.
I look over at Salazar meaningfully, and I nod to the. Who was I talking to, by the way?
To the north we go.
Probably the bartender.
Nod to the bartender and slip him an extra one of those coins and thank him for his information.
Okay.
An adventure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go round up all of my compatriots.
Okay. You wrangle some compatriots. You have noticed that Phrynikos has been conspicuously absent this entire time. Like, he skipped the drinking in the bar, and he was not in the town at all.
Interesting. So I basically have gathered everybody else, and I'm like looking at everybody and be like, has anybody seen the goat? I guess not. So we didn't see him come. He didn't follow us in at all. I'm gonna go hoof it back out to the edge of town and see if he's still there.
So, sitting on the side of the road, to the north, or the path to the north, you find Phrynikos, like, minding his own business, playing the flute.
So can I hand him a beer I brought with me?
Sure. You hand out the beer. He pulls out his jug, takes a stopper off, and like clinks your glass and takes a chug.
Okay. I shrug and drink the beer. So we missed you last night. Where did you go?
He kind of points off into the grove of trees nearby.
Smart goat. That's probably what I should have done too.
He gestures with his hand and summons an image of a noose above his hand.
Really, really, that well known here, huh?
Shrug.
Fair.
Shrugs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How about we gather our friends and I point to the north. I mean, that seems to be the direction we need to go.
He picks himself up and starts kind of dusting his pants off, and gives you the after you kind of hand.
Did everybody else follow me out there, or am I?
I follow him. I am also borderline incapable of understanding the hand signals he uses for communication. It's like watching magic happen.
Well, it literally is magic. I mean, he's using minor image to summon pictures of
Watching you
things.
communicate, I'm just like, how does she know what he's saying?
Picture go woo.
So I put a hand on Atheon's shoulder and be like, "It's okay, big guy. We need to go that way."
Right. So Frinico starts out a jaunty marching tune and begins heading in the general direction of north, and then decides that the flute is not sufficient for a marching tune, and proceeds to stuff it back into a pouch at his side, and pulls out a. I guess those don't really exist, do they? Pulls
A
out
bongo?
Yeah, well, we're gonna go with a bong. Or we're gonna go with a set of drums. Yeah, and sets a marching beat headed north. As you set off, I'm sure that Prague can appreciate the drone.
Yeah, Ryan, you read the story, right?
Yeah.
So
This is when he looks meaningfully at Atheon and be like, "Eh."
So you march off. There is more flair. He does do like some extra notes in there to kind of to liven it up a little, but it's a marching beat. So you set off to the north, following. Give me a survival check.
Everybody, or just
I'm assuming Jen is leading. So,
that would be my hope.
if you set off in the morning, you can make it to the tower by evening.
So, what type of terrain are we going into, by the way?
Kind of rolling, wooded, not big mountains, just leading off.
I have Natural Explorer, and so does Yaz for forest, grassland, and mountain. So it should cover just about everything between here and there.
Yeah, short of the swamp. Yeah, that covers everything on here. So you get no difficult terrain penalties for what you're doing.
But that also means that my proficiency bonus is doubled for that survival check that we just did.
Okay, so it was plus 19, or so it was 19 then. Or you have plus 4 proficiency.
Proficiency bonus is a +5.
Oh, okay. So it was 21. Fair enough. So you track north. You see the signs of someone who took this trip about a day ago. It hasn't rained, so it's not like their tracks have disappeared. I mean, it's dry earth, but their tracks also haven't disappeared, so there's nothing has obscured it. RN Jesus says nothing tries to eat you as you travel north. So as you're traveling to the north, you get to about here, passing through the woods when a break in the woods occurs, and to your east you see up at the top of the cliffs the jagged point of a mountain, and that mountain has kind of a thunderhead stuck on top of it. Not a big one, just like, you see clashes of lightning and other things happening mystically up there, as well as what looks to be kind of a ruined keep or some sort of ruined building up there. You don't really see a path up there until you get about a couple miles down the road, and then you see something that switches back from about here to head that direction up towards your keep or your thing at the top. And when he sees you regarding that up there, Atheon takes a moment, or not Atheon, Phrynikos takes a moment to gesture, and he summons the image of a kind of a portal looking ring of stones with a glowy inside. This is up there.
So the exit portal is up in those ruins?
Emphatic nodding.
Are there other things we need to do before we go there first?
He kind of waves his hand, and then he resummons the picture. It has three glowing crystals. One of yellow, one of green, and one of blue.
Do you happen to know where we can find those? Or are we basically on our own from here?
He's like, he just holds his hand up, sighs, proceeds to pull out a small golden flute, and dances in a circle again. When Zox appears, as he did before, in the burst of sunlight with the leaves and all the smell of autumn, he is, however, armed this time. Armed and armored in some pretty intimidating looking half-plate. Black enameled, now you understand why he's Zox the Merciless. So, he's like, cousin and new friends, greetings. Where's the feast? Oh, you're on an adventure. I brought my sword this time. But I see not who to fight. Gesture. Very well. Atheon holds up the image again. All right, Atheon. Wow, I keep saying Atheon. Phrynikos holds up the image again. Atheon just keeps being the middle of attention, so I keep thinking Atheon. Phrynikos holds up the image again. He's like, the 3 keys to the underworld gate. They are held by the Forest Guardian, the Archivist, and the Portal Guardian. The Forest Guardian, lives in the forests. I'm not quite sure where, but then supposedly in the forest there's a secluded glen in which you can find the Guardian of the Forest. The Archivist lives at the base of the Krufix's vault in yon tower, and it kind of points to the tower you see, a couple of miles down the road.
Congratulations on getting the name right.
I actually popped it up over here so I could read it. Hey, nouns. So the Archivist lives in the bottom of Krufix's vault, locking away all of his things that he wants no one else to find anymore. Whereas the Gate Guardian would obviously be by the gate.
So do we see this yet? It's not that far away.
It is like 3 miles or 6 miles off from where you're at. So, you see the top of it. It's a pretty good sized tower.
So I point in the distance to the tower and say, do you think that might be the vault?
Oh, of course it is.
Super ultra secret vault. That's really obvious when you look for it.
Well, to be fair, when you're stuck on the island and there's a huge, massive monster guarding something, you're probably like the guys down in the town. And you're like, well, we'll just be friends and stay here.
you could live at World's End for the rest of your life. It's not like you're leaving. At least the average person isn't leaving, and Phrynikos is not cool enough to be able to get the 3 gems so that he can't get himself out. All right. Anyway, and Zox and Phrynikos decide that they shall have a merry duet as you guys continue to march. Zox taking the pipe and Phrynikos continuing with the drums as they set off down the road towards the.
Atheon is thoroughly enjoying the marching music.
Right.
In fact, he's probably like, "This is my theme, and thou shalt always play this when I am moving into battle."
Right. All right. So you guys continue marching, and it's now the sun is setting. It has been 20 miles worth of hiking, basically, which is for non-difficult terrain, pretty much a full day worth of walking, if not a little bit more. So yeah, you kind of roll up at the tower as the sun sets behind the mountains to the west. And you look up, and the glow of magical stuff is all up and down the tower. You are presented with a large door at the entrance to the tower. Yeah.
Atheon.
Knocks, doesn't he?
Yup. Do I have it on here? Did I forget to put it on my... Oh, because I was given the chime of opening, I don't have the spell knock anymore. So literally, he takes out his chime, and was it? Yeah, he strikes it, pointing it at the door, and boldly declares, "Hello. We have come for and seek sustenance and passage overnight." Clearly thinking it's a very fancy inn.
So I look at him like, "What? What are you doing?"
Well, it's not subtle.
That did in fact use one of the charges.
It did.
Here,
The question is, did the door open?
how many locks does it have?
And were there any traps that you just set off?
Well, the door. You heard a big ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clunk noise as he smacked it with the chime of opening. And it sounded like a pretty significant lock was released.
Did the door swing open, or did it just unlock?
You just heard it unlock.
There's multiple locks on the door.
Oh, would it automatically open if it was unlocked?
It says...
Oh yeah, if no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens.
Yeah. But it doesn't open magical locks.
It does.
I mean, like, it doesn't unlock spells.
Oh, is that different? That is slightly different than knock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you heard a big clunky lock release itself.
Okay, could we investigate the door to determine A, is it trapped, and B, how many other locks does that thing have?
Okay, go for it.
Someone gonna help me?
Yes.
Someone with investigation.
Yeah, does anybody actually have proficiency in investigation, or am I the best off with a +1?
I do.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
good. You, you
I have
get
a
to roll.
+6.
You get to roll. Knew I gave you something useful.
All right, Salazar, investigate the door. Since Jen was helping, that technically counts as advantage. So investigate the door again.
Okay. Huh. Come
Waiting
on,
for it.
dice.
Nice.
That's a much better roll. So there are. There's a big. There's a magical glyph on the door.
I am not proficient in Arcana, so I'm not even gonna try.
I doubt any of us are proficient in Arcana.
What language is the magical glyph in?
Magic.
Wow. Wow.
That is cool, but that is not cool enough to make the roll. Apologies. Do any more magical? That's cool enough to make the roll. It's the symbol of death, by the way.
Oh, don't open that door.
All ye who enter.
Right? Because I rolled a decent enough Arcana, do I know what the sigil etching does?
Explodes
Ooh, do we know?
painfully.
Do we know how to get rid of it?
Does it explode flamefully?
No, not.
Because
No,
if
it's,
so, I'm okay with that.
no, it actually explodes with necrotic damage, which would probably hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, no, that would probably kill me. I mean, if it only like moderately kills me, I come back to life.
So
I could fix that where the next time you die, you don't.
Wait, where I don't come back to life?
What's the range on prestidigitation? Because my thaumaturgy is only at 30 feet.
30 feet.
You know, just to be I would say proactive. I'm just gonna cast this anyways on our human fireball.
Actually, yeah. I how I'm having a hard time determining whether my idea is too smart for Atheon to have come up with it.
That's a tough one. I mean, so my idea was to make everybody retreat a sufficient distance, and then I was going to use the thaumaturgy because it says it can make an unlocked door fly open. Technically, I think it's unlocked.
I would go with not this door because it is a big door.
Ah, darn. All right, fine.
It is a substantial stone fancy door with glyphs and magic shit on the front of it.
Yeah. My idea is significantly more stupid than that. I was gonna have everybody else hide in my portable hole, and then I was gonna touch the glyph.
You better be persuasive. You want me to step into a hole?
The portable hole remains open and it's easily escapable. It's in the description.
You still want me to walk
not.
into a hole?
The same. We can put it in the wall instead of the floor, so that it's
Also-
just like a sideways hole.
Why don't we
instead
just
of
put it
it?
on the door and walk through the hole instead of opening the door?
Doesn't work like
Because
that.
it's not a tunnel, it's a
Oh.
hole.
Oh.
I thought of that.
It doesn't create holes in things. It does, however, create like a negative space hole in whatever you place it on. Or yeah, you can also just, when you guys are talking about symbols, Phrynicos and his cousin decide that they're going to go stand nice and far back.
Yeah. But Atheon literally slaps it up on the side of the wall. And it's like, look, cover.
I'm looking at the distance between the door and the hole.
Sounds
I'm
good
looking
to
a little
me.
skeptical.
I'm just gonna walk right in.
I look at Taxi, I'm like, I can move it farther.
I mean, yes. Looking at Daniel's face right now.
The longer she waits, the closer I get to the door.
Sean,
The closer you get to the door?
Yep.
Oh, you're going to open the door.
I'm gonna open the door. I have
It
been
gets to the
touching-
door, the further
I'm
I
going
get
to-
away.
I have given you guys a safe place to hide,
I'm already in
my
it.
opinion. So I'm gonna open it.
I notice that you're getting closer to the door, and my eyes go wide, and I try and like look to see how far, and I realize that I am not far enough away. So I guess I jump through the hole.
Yes, Daniel, you said my name.
I'm thinking that we're all making the wrong choice here.
for totally unrelated reasons, but yes.
This is terrifying. All right.
I'm dashing away. I gotta zoom out of here.
So my question is everybody is either somebody going to stop me
No, hold
or
on.
is everybody as far away
So
as possible?
Jen jumped in the hole.
For completely unrelated reasons, everybody run.
Imbrius jumped in the hole. Who else is? Are you just running away there, Prague, or are you gonna?
I don't know if I trust these shenanigans, so I'm just gonna move away. I'm not jumping in the hole.
What's your move speed?
30.
All right, so you're just running. Like,
Yep.
Get the fuck out. Okay.
Because I know what Atheon's about to do.
Yeah.
I'm also gone. I'm zooming.
Salazar's gone. Okay, good. All right. So, yeah, that was momentarily. Where's Empress? Where's your?
I'm right here.
Hold on, I'm trying to look at your character sheet real quick.
For size? Because it's 10 feet deep. Cylinder.
No, that wasn't what I was looking at. I was looking at.
I feel like I put the. Did I not copy it? I feel like, oh, there it is. It's 10 feet deep.
It's 6 feet wide. It doesn't say
Yeah.
anything about having a weight
And it
restriction.
exists on a different plane, so it's not like it's actually in the wall.
Yeah, no, I think he's looking to see if there's a weight restriction.
Oh, I got an idea.
No. I know exactly what I was looking for, and I was.
Oh, nope. I don't have one of those. Remember? I got rid of it. I took
I
saddlebags.
also did not grab a bag of holding.
Okay. I was momentarily concerned there that somebody was because Jen just had this moment. I'm like, oh shit! I gave her a bag of holding and she didn't. Okay, so you didn't keep it, and neither. All right, good.
Remember,
So,
because I wanted to, and like, can I just do this and this? You're like, no. So I'm like, all right, cool. Not gonna
I
do
said
it.
you can't buy two because you're not that smart, but you almost did it to yourself anyway. All right. You trigger the door.
I trigger the door.
All right, you give the door a colossal shove, and it creaks open, and a glowing glyph appears in the middle of where the door was, and lashes out at you with necrotic energy. Quite a bit of it, actually. I need you to make a con save, please.
Oh, what?
Constitution save, please.
Con save. Con save.
You got this.
I need those of you in the hole to make a con save, but I'll give you advantage on it. But con save.
20.
She made it. You made it.
Thank God for advantage.
Jen got advantage and made it. Oh no, I need to roll that.
So our people in the hole survived.
So
For now.
You take 63 necrotic damage if you failed your save, and half if you passed it.
So only like what?
It's 31.
31?
You got lucky. I rolled bad.
I'm trying to decide if I want to use my save on that.
Absorb elements won't save you.
Not that I've officially had a rest, so I can use my reaction to roll and attempt to not take damage, like last time where I.
It's only a D12 though, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. Last time I was supposed to add my Constitution modifier.
Oh, yep, that helps. I wouldn't bother because the amount of time it takes us to go somewhere, you're going to start taking health back.
Right. I'm just afraid we're going to fight somebody in this tower.
Well, we might, but it could take at least 10 minutes probably to get somewhere, which means you get some more HP back in that time.
True. Okay, so I took 31.
Okay. So the door is open.
Does the glowing glyph go away?
No.
No.
So hold on, where's it at? So the glowing glyph does not glow away. In fact, the area around it for 60-foot radius is filled with the kind of purplish light, and arcs of necrotic energy lash out from the sphere in that radius. We're gonna do this for those of you in there because I'm curious how this is gonna go down.
I don't know how to solve this problem. I mean, I have an idea, but the people in the hole aren't gonna like it.
Can you describe it again? Sorry.
A 60-foot radius sphere around the hole, around the glyph, is full of kind of a purple light and arcing necrotic energy. You're still standing in it.
Wait, the glyph was in the doorway. We in the hole are not in the doorway.
They are in a separate plane.
When it's closed, when it's open, they are standing there in a hole.
Does it say that? I thought it just says the.
I mean, there's still an opening to it if you leave it open. However, we could survive 10 minutes if you want to grab the hole and run.
I don't no, it says the cylindrical space within the hole exists on a different plane, so it can't be used to create open passages.
Yes.
That to me says the cylindrical space in which Imbrius and Ataxia are currently in are on a different plane.
Yes,
Other-
but since the door's open, energy can arc or another entity can walk
don't-
into that hole.
Yes, by climbing inside. I don't think necrotic energy climbs inside a separate plane.
It makes a hole in a wall, ground, whatever that is, as if you had made a hole through it. So you could do weird stuff like put a 10-foot hole in a wall that's only 3 feet thick, but so it doesn't open there, but it's open to the world. If you get rained on, you get rained on in the hole. If you get zapped by necrotic energy, you get zapped by necrotic energy in the hole. If you close it, then it's in a separate plane and they no longer take damage.
I am, however, assuming that our semi-genius over here really doesn't know that, and he's like, "What? But it's safe, right?"
Well, I mean, if
Oh,
it was then yes, it would have been safe. But it is continuing to sit there and spit energy in a giant sphere around where you're at. So,
And the fact that it's doing that leads to plan 8.2.
are we gonna blink? Do you have a 60-foot blink? Because that would be
Oh
beneficial.
no, I am strong and mighty. My friends, unfortunately, are feeble. I am going to close the hole and carry them in the hole through the 60-foot radius.
That's super nice of you. Do you go first? I'm curious because
I don't know. We can't do an initiative when we're
no.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Okay, so there's just Pikachu. All right, just roll it, and we don't need the tracker. It's not like we're doing more than one round. I'm just curious who's going first.
I'm clearly not going first.
7.
I might
Good
be
job,
going
Tim.
first.
No, Imbrus goes first. Are you gonna run away, or what are you doing there, Imbrus?
We're all still kind of like the hole's not closed.
Nope.
So taking this damage, I'm also not that intelligent, so I'm just gonna climb out of the hole because I'm like, this did nothing.
Well, you got a little bit less damage on the blast, but yes. So
If I climb out, so I climb out of the hole. How close is Atheon to me?
about 10 feet away.
Um,
He set it up on the wall and then walked like a couple of feet to the left and like touched the door, basically.
Can I grab I'm either grab them and start running, or I'm not sure what to do at this point. Like
Flee.
as like my character, I'm just gonna run.
Yep.
Fleeing sounds like a plan. So yeah, you're basically 10 feet from the epicenter, so it's about 50 feet to the edge of the arcing death energy.
So okay. What I want to do? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna run. Never mind. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Good call. Jen. I'm sorry. Who was?
I was
Atheon.
not. Atheon's next, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna shut me in the hole.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut the hole and start walking through the cloud of necrotic energy inside the tower.
So before you shut that, my eyes got real wide, and I went like this, like no wait, and then I was gone.
And
I was
now
like,
you're stuck in
don't
the hole.
worry, I got this.
Okay.
Also,
So-
your video feed froze for some reason.
And your audio went wonky
My
again.
internet's crapping out on me again.
Your internet needs help. All right.
It gets bad in the evenings when more people connect to the internet.
Do you have roommates or something?
No, I live in an apartment complex.
All right. We'll talk about your internet at some point and maybe help you. All right. So
Let the network engineer fix your internet for you.
do you have Blink or something? Or you
I
literally just
have
walk?
Far Step and Thunder Step. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to literally walk.
Okay, so you collect up the hole, and you walk almost to the edge of the thing, but well, you get about 2/3 of the way
I
there, I
can,
guess.
if you're doing it in initiative order, I can double move and I'll make it.
Right, but then you'd be leaving Jen to her fate. So
Yeah, in order to close the hole and pick it up, that's
you
an
gotta
action.
take-
Okay,
Yeah, it's
fine.
an
Then I'll be
action to
like
collect up your hole.
5 feet inside the cloud of death or whatever. That's one round of
Yep.
death. I'm
So you
fine.
get one more round of give me a con save.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
This is the one that's gonna hurt.
Sorry.
Ambrose is fine. He managed to get out of the way, but because he just ran from a 50 foot from the edge to full distance. So yeah, she makes it. He makes it. He makes it about 10, 15 feet from the edge, and gets zapped for 62 more necrotic damage.
And this is where I do a thing.
This is where you burn an ability to not die.
What's your con modifier? Is that 4?
D12 plus my con modifier,
Okay,
which is
3.
so that is so it's a 3 plus 3. So yay! It's
Wow, you rolled
6.
like garbage.
God, I really do. So I took 60. What?
You took
It was like
56.
56. So I'm still kind of okay with that.
I'm alive, sort of. This hurts.
It hurt worse.
All right, so your next round, you manage to get out of the thing because you can just walk your way to
And
the
then
edge.
I'm release.
Unfold Jen. Gravity
I-
reasserts itself, Jen, and you are facing the wrong direction.
I'm facing
And I
which
sit
wrong
down and I'm
direction?
like,
Well, she had it on the wall, and you were standing on it when it was in the wall.
Oh, she put it on the floor?
and I put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground and open it up to free you.
Oh, good. So I fall back on my ass, and I'm like, oh, and I'm staring up and be like, really, really? And so that's 10 feet up.
Luckily, you can jump 10 feet, right?
Oops, I didn't have my thing on. I have a strength of 20, but if I'm trying to climb out of a hole, doesn't that use the extra movement because I'm a horse and it's really hard for me to climb?
No, it's climbing.
What's the rules for
I
stand?
mean, if you just tell me that, you can probably get me to put it up on the wall again.
3 plus your strength modifier.
Nope. Then that's 8 feet.
Oh, if you move 10 feet before your jump. Standing high jump,
Yeah.
you can only jump half the distance. So you can jump 4 feet high.
Nope. I feel like since I have an equine body, I would probably still jump higher than that.
True.
But-
I also
but
think
not
that Prague
enough.
would probably just lift you out of there.
Yeah, but Prague's on the wrong side of the death.
Yeah, Prague and Salazar and Imbria. Well, I don't know which way Imbrius went, but Prague and Salazar are
Yeah.
outside.
We
Well,
are
they're all-
the only ones on the correct side currently.
She
Isn't
ran
it
us
the whole area
inside.
around the tower?
Can I see where they're at?
Okay, now I'm very confused. You grabbed her and ran into the tower?
Mhm.
Oh, no, you're stuck by yourself.
Yeah, fully. I was like, we need to go into the tower. We're going into the tower.
Okay.
Did you take that second damage then, though?
Yeah, she still would have taken the second damage.
Okay.
And the worst part is she was by herself in the tower. She would have just died in the necrotic zone by herself if she would have died. So, all right. Yeah. The two of you are in the tower. Sean, you ran away, right? Like,
I thought that's what we were doing, so I ran away. But can
Okay.
I see them?
you could see them on the opposite side of the 120 foot like distance of death.
Okay, so I yell up to Atheon and tell him stop being a dumbass and put this hole back the way it's supposed to go so I can get out of this damn hole. This time I brace myself against the sides as he hopefully puts it up on the wall.
I don't quite understand why she's angry at me, but I put it up against the wall.
Okay.
I would like to join them.
Okay, so first, before he does anything, I crawl out of the hole. And I shake myself off, kind of look at Atheon like he's a nutbag. And I look out through the doorway, and I yell, does anybody have Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Was that Sean that said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my... I look at him
Atheon
like...
doesn't know about schools of magic. He just knows fire.
Why don't you try dispelling it?
Hold on 1 second.
Classic.
What? Okay. I had it. I don't know where it is at the moment.
You have what?
I
It was
could
on
I could
your
have swore I had. Yeah, it definitely was. I don't know where it is right now.
Did you not take that as a sorcerer spell?
I
'Cause
definitely was taking it as a sorcerer spell. I just didn't know where. Hold on 1 second.
say because that'd be the only way you get it because it's too high for everything else.
Atheon starts waving over to Progress, and he's like, why are you all the way over there? I thought we needed to be in here.
For the 1000th, and definitely not last time, I just facepalm.
Right. Okay then. What was this? Yeah, everyone kind of sighs like
I got it. Can I cast Dispel Magic?
Everyone is very clearly understanding that Atheon does not have a lot of friends.
Alright. You cast the spell magic. I need you to make a check for me. Of a what is it? Spellcasting symbol or spell? 10 plus the spell's level. So it's basically this is a sorcerer spell, right? So it's
Yeah.
basically a ability check using your spellcasting ability. So an ability check for a charisma ability check then.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
1d20 plus charisma plus proficiency.
Yeah, so, like, do you have proficiency with, like, persuasion or something?
Yes.
Use that, then. Persuade that arcane symbol to dispel. No.
Not with rolls like that, you're not.
Son of a gun. I should have tried to deceive it.
Do I have the spell magic? I don't.
Of course you don't. Okay. Sean, how many spell slots you got left?
I got enough. All right, I'm gonna try again.
Do better. There we go. This is the same
You gotta use
there.
another spell slot, by the way.
Oh yeah, and I didn't want to hit the button right now.
So you dispel magic twice to get it to happen. On the second attempt, the glowing symbol goes away. Yeah. The light fades, the arcing necrotic energy fades, and you are allowed into the entrance to the tower.
Imagine, had we remembered that we had dispel magic, this would have been less painful.
If only we were smarter.
Yeah, I'm not smart, so
This entire group is like,
Does anybody have to spell magic? Oh yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, I already need some hit dice.
angry hand waving, angry hand waving, angry hand waving. No.
His gun
Yeah.
just kind of goes.
So you guys take the opportunity to have a short rest while since you've got the door open and nothing appears to be trying to actively kill you inside the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the tower in here is actually the first floor of this is well maintained and clean. It looks to be a temple of Krufix. Got it right second time. And or something similar to a temple of Krufix. It definitely looks to have that motif going. Yeah. There is a set of stairs that leads up and a set of stairs that leads down.
Why do I feel like the basement is important?
And everyone gets an additional 1d8 health because Bard. I'm sorry, 1d10 health. Ooh.
Ooh, 1d10. Ooh, does that count as me spending a hit dice?
No.
Oh. Oh well.
If you spent a hit dice, you get an additional 1d10 health.
I know. I'm just saying. Because of my ring. Or not my ring. My
Do you think that gives you bonus hit dice regeneration stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, the Periapt is super nice for.
It says whenever I roll a hit die, I get to double it. But I don't know if it doubles the what you already gave me.
It doesn't double the d10 for bardic healing, whatever. Okay. So
I'm close enough.
So yeah, temple that no one's ever been in. There's a path up and a path down. Survey says.
Well, we were told the guy who has the thing is in the archives of the temple, right?
Thinking
Archives
down.
are only basements.
Yeah, I'm thinking down's also where you're gonna have all the most important things.
And stuff to kill.
So that's enough votes for down that we're going down.
Speak
I'm
or
not
forever hold your
hearing any
peace.
votes
Sounds good to me.
everywhere else.
I will end up where I need to be eventually.
There we go.
I'm just kind of proud that I, Dispel Magic finally worked. Pretty happy with myself.
I think that's basically the first time in 2 or 3 campaigns where Dispel Magic actually worked for us.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. It helped with the firewall, but that's about the only time it was useful in the other one.
Didn't it take like 7 tries?
It did.
I don't know if I call that helping.
So all right, it can all right, so you decide that down seems like the better idea. You head down the stairs. It leads down. There's a it leads down to a gallery. full of a multitude of things that look to have been collected off of different people, different cultures. The big Minotaur axe, a helm, a few other things, odds and ends. And then on the opposite side of the gallery, there's another set of stairs that continue to lead down, kind of circling back around. No, there's not a map, but there's a bunch of different things that you can kind of look at. There's at least 6 pedestals with things prominently displayed, as well as random knickknacks around the room.
Anything particularly cool? Or sports related?
I'm also still looking for the eye.
The eye is not in this location that you can see. Well, particularly cool. There is a helmet. There is a like I said, there's a helmet. There's a Minotaur axe. There's a book. There are a pair of daggers and helmet, daggers. A handful of pretty stones, and a javelin, basically.
So I look at Imbrius.
Detect magic.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, gonna go ahead and cast
Every
that
one of them
visual.
glows.
I relay that. Hey, everything's glowing in here.
I was uninterested until he said that. Now I turn.
Do any of them glow stronger than the others?
So he's supposed to be able to tell what kind of magic they are, not necessarily what they are. Or is that just with identify? I thought detect would tell you if it was like a certain type of magic. Can you cast a spell, Sean?
Cool.
It gives you school of magic. So
I look at Phrynikos and I look hopeful. Be like, do you know how to identify magic items?
does he know how to identify magic items?
Or is this like true
look at
DM
her.
fashion? I'm not very useful.
I look at her and I'm like, how is he supposed to tell us if he can?
He shakes his head no. Because he is not that type of DM tag along. So unless Sean knows to identify or no. All right. So
we
yeah,
got
there's a bunch of
a
random
helmet.
magical items that you can do stuff with and see if they
A
explode.
helmet, rocks, a javelin, daggers. Yeah, I liked the helmet. That was really interesting.
Is that high enough
Yes.
for the helm?
Let's see. Is it a rare? I think it's a rare. So, yes, it is a helm of the gods.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. The question is if you're tied to a single god, wouldn't your goddess get a little upset if you prayed to any of the other gods for using the charges on it?
That's not my problem.
I'm gonna pick up the book.
Can you link the item so everybody can see it? I read it out of the source book. So that one actually, since you're already tied to Erois, Culvert, aka Atheon,
Mhm.
you would be able to cast Heroism.
Yeah,
Or
let me see what
knowing Atheon, he'd pray to whoever
does.
gave him the best stuff.
That is
So-
true.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look, and
mean,
Thassac does identify.
Yeah, Aegon already has a relationship with two of the major gods. He's a full believer in the pantheon of gods. He just has a closer tie to them.
Well, everyone, yeah, I mean, you have the god that you believe in. Well, everyone believes in all the gods because the gods are legit in this game. But you have the god that you worship, and then even someone who's a follower of Perforos, whenever they go on a sea trip, says a prayer to the sea goddess to make sure that they don't end up dead.
Yeah. I don't look at the rocks thinking like maybe they're pretty. Mom would like them.
The helm has identify on it. It could be really useful right now.
Yeah, but if you read it, you have to attune to it first, and then after you finish what was it, short or long? I already closed it. Short or long rest, then you can pray to use one of those things.
Okay,
um,
I still grab the book. Just
Do it
looking
only
at it.
3 times.
okay. It's a book. Do you want to try to see if you can identify what it is?
Oh, I will try my best, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Was it
I'm
Arcana?
gonna check to look at the rocks. I'm poking at the rocks to see what they are.
Um,
I guess I'll poke at the javelin.
so, yeah, you have no idea what the. No, and no.
Oh no.
All right, does someone want to take the helm and put it on? We could take a short rest while we're waiting for attunement.
Like even me like physically touching and handling the rocks doesn't tell me anything about them.
They're shiny. They're pretty.
I am a child of a jeweler. I know about the the hardness scale and what type of like natural materials there are. Like if anything, I should know what they're made out of.
Oh no, you can identify the type of gems. So you have a pair of you have a pair of rubies, a where did you have a pair of rubies, you have a what looks to be a marble, like a pink and green marbled jade, opal, we'll go with opal, and
Oh, I hope they're ion stones.
right, and a dark blue lapis and a let's see, what's the last one? A yellow diamond.
Well, they're
Ember-
pretty. I scoop them up and stick them in my pocket.
Okay.
So I pick up the javelin and I look at it and I remember that I'm horrible, extremely horrible at shooting things from a distance. So I walk over and I hand it to Salazar and be like, maybe you can make some use out of this.
I mean, it's a spear. You fight with a spear. It's just a slightly smaller spear.
It's okay.
You still want me to have it?
Well, at least hold on to it for now until we can figure out what it is.
I'll put it in my quiver.
The quiver of holds all the things.
Right? Okay.
Okay, well, while
Every
we...
so often, I just take out the rocks and stare at them even harder. Like, they can't just be rocks,
They can't just be rocks. They would be on a pedestal if they were just rocks, right?
right?
So, Imbrius is attuning the helm, by the way.
Okay. Ambrius is attuning the helm.
How long does it take? Just a short rest?
A short rest.
All right. I'm gonna cast Catnap on myself. So in 10 minutes, it'll have been a short rest.
What else? Nobody look at the axe. I'm gonna go over and look at the axe. It's an axe.
I mean, does anybody else want this on them so they can attune to their items?
I'm not sure that
I don't
works.
know if my items are attunable. To me,
Okay.
all I know is they're rocks.
All right. I throw a handful of sand in my face and I'm out.
I see that. I don't know it's a spell. I am very concerned.
Boof. Clunk.
Nobody else seems concerned.
No.
I just watch it as he goes crashing to the floor, and I kind of chuckle and shake my head.
My good bovine friend. Do you enjoy axes?
I enjoy my fists.
Ah, alas, they do not have replacement fists.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe an axe for funds?
I mean, I'll take it.
So, positive note, it doesn't have symbols of Mogus on it. So that's a step up.
Okay. Well,
And he sees that as a portend.
I will make an attempt. Figure out what it does.
Okay. Arcana roll says
Arcana roll says, oh,
it's a
better than I
pretty
thought it would be.
axe. It's
Has
a
it-
pretty axe.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, these guys have been screwed around for at least 10
Okay.
minutes.
I'm away.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're awake. You pray to which god gives you identify?
Thassa.
All right. So you pray to Thassa. You get identify. You get what, 3 uses?
3 uses.
What are you which of the stuff are you doing?
My rocks.
Are the rocks one item, or is he only gets 3 out of how many rocks were there?
There is a bunch.
5 rocks.
Do I identify the group or just an individual rock?
It looks to be an individual rock.
Does it look similar to an item that I already have?
No.
Does it look similar to an item that Jen already has?
Jen has item?
I don't have an Ioun stone.
I was thinking the necklace of fireballs, but
Oh no, it's not Necklace of Fireballs.
I have an elemental gem. That's why I was wondering.
Ooh, that one does look similar.
is that the yellow diamond?
Yes.
Definitely not Ioun stones then.
I want to know what the jade, the let's see if I remember what it looks like.
Well, you should probably go for the 2 sets of weapons. So the pair of daggers, because I'm betting our bard needs better weapons.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Prague even wants the axe, but he might want it if he knows what it is.
I'll do the axe then. I'll identify the axe.
So the axe is called Thread Cutter. It has two features. One, it works like a flame tongue weapon. You say the command word, and it bursts into fire and does additional fire damage. Two, it functions as a silver weapon, like one of the Gith Silver Swords silver weapon. So basically, if you end up on the astral plane, he could do quite a bit of damage to somebody. But short of interplanar shenanigans, it's a flame tongue weapon that's a +2.
I mean, the
Oh,
name of
geez,
it
I didn't look at it.
thematically,
Huh?
thematically, the name of it fits me.
I mean,
Right?
just like you mentioned, you're not going to be able to grapple everything, so you might want a weapon.
That's what the
Technically, he
horns are
couldn't grapple the
for.
frog, so
You grappled it from the inside.
All right. Well, if no one else wants to use the axe, I'll take the axe.
so it's a +2 flame tongue great axe. No, battle axe. +2 flame tongue battle axe.
Why-
And you said did the rocks look similar to my elemental gem?
The yellow diamond looks similar to the elemental gem.
Oh, cool. So do we want the book? Do we want the javelin? The rocks? What do we want next?
I don't know, you've only got 2 more charges for now.
Right.
I mean, books are for nerds like wizards.
And none of us is a wizard. Good point. All right. A javelin and a rock.
Okay. The javelin is a javelin of certain death. Basically, whenever you damage a creature with an attack using this javelin, it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
That's great for fighting a Hydra.
Yeah, where was that earlier?
Right?
And whichever rock Atheon really likes the most.
So there was the
The-
jade, the blue, blue tourmaline or something like that?
Yeah, there was a blue tourmaline and there was a J like I think this was like a opal thing. It's like a green and what was it?
Opals are white or
No.
black.
Yep, or black.
Okay. So jade.
Talking about like a jasper?
Maybe.
Jasper
Or
is
are
like
you
a
talking
green and
about,
pink.
Lapis lazuli.
That's blue. That's very blue.
Yeah, lapis is definitely blue. But jasper can be a pinkish and green and several other different shades.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't know. Pick the weirdest looking one. One that's not
The
like
pink and green
red.
one? Yes.
Yeah.
That is an iron stone.
I don't know what that is.
Ion stones are amazing. Which one is it?
Leadership.
Oh, I don't remember which one that was. Hold up.
Is there a handout for that, or do I gotta look that up?
There is not a handout for that.
Okay, gotta look it up then. Spelled how it sounds.
Okay, hold on.
Your charisma is increases by 2 to a max of 20.
No,
Oh,
No.
that sucks.
no, that's not it. Well, yeah, it does have that, but it's Oh no, you're right. All the
Yeah.
rest of them, so that's like not usable by anybody else in the group, or at least not by the charisma users because they both have a plus
have
20.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Ew.
Boo.
I mean, I want to look prettier. I guess it depends on what they. So yeah, okay. If
We
one of them was an
definitely
ion stone, then there might be more in that pile.
Yeah, we definitely need a smarter person to have better charisma.
How do you spell a stone? How do you spell ion stone?
I
Oh, I was filling it like ion.
Oh no, Ioun. Ioun.
There we go.
Okay. What were the other colors left still?
There was 2 rubies and a blue one.
The blue one is not a translucent material, it's a solid material.
That was the one that I said was lapis.
Okay. I mean, I'd be tempted to check the lapis because I bet the rubies are just another like elemental thing.
Technically speaking, the agility one is red. You said there were 2 red ones, a lapis, and a
Ooh.
yellow diamond.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so hold on. 2 red. So insight is blue.
Protection is red.
Protection is pink.
Not bad.
Yeah, it is rose.
Roses are red.
All right. Anyway,
But the color rose is pink.
you have one more. Pick something.
The blue one.
Blue one. The blue one is the awareness iron stone.
The awareness.
Awareness? Oh, you can't be surprised. Which I already have because I have the feat alert, so not it.
Also,
I want to take a harder look at one of the red ones.
if we know that the other ones are ion stones, I feel
Ooh,
like it should give
one of the red
us
ones.
advantage.
You don't get more rolls today.
No.
I feel like if we already know what it is, like if we know that they're ion stones, I should know that I just need to attune to it. So I'm gonna take one of the red ones
Okay.
and then just attune to it.
Okay. You sit there and concentrate super hard on one of the red ones for an hour.
Can I try the other red one?
Yes. Nothing happens at the end of the hour.
What is it picky? Do I have to know what it does to let me attune to it?
You hold it up next to your head. You kind of like. Now if you could you could attune to the other one. Did someone attune to the awareness one? Who picked the blue one? I mean,
It's basically useless for me.
right, but
I mean, I don't want to attune to it because I can only attune to one more item, and that one doesn't.
Sean's got open slots.
Whoa, what about? I was say, what about one of the ranged people?
You mean
No,
the ranged person?
Yeah, what about yes? Because not being able, be surprised and then doing tons of damage. I feel like that would be good for Yaz.
okay. So Yaz sits there and concentrates on it for an hour while you guys are staring at your rubies, and his floats around his head. You now have a little blue floaty thing.
Awesome.
I look at mine and I shake it like there's something wrong with it.
You shake it like a Polaroid picture, and it doesn't help you.
Did mine do the same thing?
It did the exact same thing.
Neat. I'm just gonna stick it in my saddlebag, I guess.
Okay.
Yep. It's just gone in my pocket, and I'm just like,
Did you had one more cast, or you just get a like?
No, he did the javelin.
That was
Remember?
the third
Oh,
cast.
you did the javelin. All right, that was your cast. Got it. Why don't I see? Oh, that's monsters. All right, I was like trying to find it. So yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do in this location?
Wait, hold on. You said we had a yellow one, but the yellow one.
They said the yellow looks a lot like the elemental gem he already has.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
All right, let's move it on.
Yep.
Okay. Since you guys sat here and stared at things, if anyone needed to do,
I'm just gonna go back up to max because it's definitely been enough time that my.
regeneration is regenerated you.
Yep.
All right, so go down another level, I guess.
All right. You head down another level, and you actually, as you get there, there's a sign that says, restricted stacks archivist access only.
Okay, well, I feel like we need to investigate to see if there are, like, traps or something we need to have to get past.
Okay.
Somebody help me?
I will help because I can't do it myself.
Not my best roll. Actually, it seems to be pretty average for the past hour. Everything I've rolled is a 14.
Okay. So you.
I mean, I can also. Did I just mute myself?
Nope, you
Oh.
did not mute yourself.
I said I can help roll an investigation.
Okay. Well, Jen is checking ahead. She does not find anything on the path down, which means that when Jen gets about 2/3 of the way down the stairs, I get to make an attack roll against her.
Oh no.
I didn't make the attack roll against her.
Did I notice it, though?
You
Which
did. It was
means-
really hard not to notice, considering like spears came out of the left wall and glanced off your armor.
I scramble back a couple steps. I look back at my friends and be like, has anybody else got a little bit of better investigation skills? Because I didn't even see that coming. So my my passive perception didn't like show me any of this.
I am a champion of investigation.
I have a plus
23.
6 in investigation.
I have a 23 passive perception.
You saw the traps coming. So yeah.
Do
your
I see where the
passive
traps are?
perception- Your passive perception would show you the holes in the wall. Now that you know, I mean, they're kind of built into the decorations on the wall, but you can see where the holes are. So you should be able to see more holes when you run into more holes. You need to make a good investigation roll to figure out which step triggers it, though.
To find a good investigation roll.
That's a decent
Atheon being
investigation roll.
Atheon claimed to be the best and started walking down.
Okay. Atheon? 10 doesn't hit you either. Ah! My attack rolls with these things are garbage.
Yay.
More steps. You step and like spears come flying out of the wall, and you're like, ah! It glances off your armor. So, the next one. Give me another roll.
Oh, I just got disconnected.
Oh, I'll make another roll for Yat.
Yeah. My internet must be having issues because everybody turned back into their pictures instead of videos.
Another investigation roll for. That's terrible too. So you see another set of holes, and Salazar has no clue which set of the steps does it. So you guys can kind of like test it or poke it or I don't know. roll down the
Continue
stairs.
onward.
All right.
It's like-
This was
It's
Hey,
like
look,
Run 2.0.
what's your what's Avion? What's your AC?
I believe it's 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 18.
All right. So you do get clipped by these ones. I actually rolled something that wasn't single digits. And you take all of 10 damage from it. Which you'll probably regenerate by the time you get to the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
So this continues on for a little bit. There are no more traps. There was only the 4, and you managed to set them all off and not die from it. Until you reach another locked door at the bottom of the thing.
A locked door, you say?
Yeah.
Hello! Banging on the door with my chime.
You hear the door click open and and like the locking mechanism retract.
So it says if it's unlocked, it will open the door.
Yeah, it's like and then the door kind of clicks open, and
So it did in fact open.
it did in fact open.
Success this time. We hope.
Everyone make an int save.
Oh, no.
Int?
Oh.
Int.
No.
Oh no.
How
No,
much? How
this
much
is-
do I get on a bardic inspiration dice again?
This is not the party for it.
I use one of my lucky die to reroll.
Oh no.
I get a D12. Wow, yes.
Yaz makes it.
So I get a D12, or what was the bardic inspiration dice?
Yes.
I'm smart.
Jen makes it.
I don't.
I need to keep unmuting myself.
Oh,
I got a
yeah.
19.
We never thought I would.
Hey, you know, you got the last big fancy door had a glyph on it, and it blew up. This big fancy door also has a glyph on it. It doesn't blow up though.
Did it make them dumber? Because that's gonna be hilarious.
It did.
Yes! By how much?
So let me just share this. The glyph causes you to be extremely confused. In fact, it drives you a little bit insane to the point where you can't take actions, you can't understand what other creatures say, can't read, and you only speak in gibberish.
For how long?
You know, it's not that far from what they normally do. It's fine.
I'm not entirely sure he could read to begin with.
So what was the DC for that? Like, is just being yes get it, or did Imbrius get it too?
17.
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at Salazar and I mean, like, what the hell happened to these people? Like, we're not affected.
So
So I erroneously believe that it's a centaur thing.
I disagree, because you see the big glowing glyph, you see kind of the multicolored light in the same same kind of sphere that you were before, that extends for 60 feet from the glyph in the doorway.
So I'm gonna assume that if we can get out of it, then maybe they can return to normal.
Atheon is just making pretty color fire flashes with prestidigitation.
Okay.
So I look at Yaz and be like, I'm strong enough. I believe I can carry the Minotaur and maybe one other.
I would just like to say that it is a 60-foot sphere.
What's your point?
Okay.
Oh, that you're thinking that I'm gonna have to take another another in save. So would picking them up and walking out with them count as an action, and therefore I wouldn't make it? Is that what you're implying? Okay.
Grabbing a person that's wandering in a circle who doesn't want to be grabbed is an action.
What about
Got it.
lassoing them with a rope?
And then dragging them is half move speed.
That would potentially not be an action. Well, that would be an action, but you have to try to lasso them from 60 feet away.
Okay, well, I am going to run to the other side because I learned my lesson the first time with the other sphere. And
When you say the other side, are you going to run through the sphere or are you going to run back up the stairs where you came from?
Back up the stairs because that's safe.
Good call. Extremely good call.
I have an int of 13. I'm at least better than average. So I yell at Salazar, to me, let's get back where it's a little safer and figure out how to fix this.
Gotcha.
So
Chris, the guy with Dispel Magic is stuck in the dumb bubble. That is now what I'm calling it, the dumb bubble.
The dumb bubble. Actually, let's
Dumb bubble.
I gotta do this real quick. Int save. Survey says. Nope, Phrenicos is down there dancing a jig with Atheon.
Do we have to make in saves like continually, or is it once you're dumb, you're dumb?
So once you're dumb for the next minute.
Okay.
However, I'm not sure you can pass an int save.
Would it be a disadvantage at that point?
Here's my problem. Every round you're affected by this.
Yeah.
So you would continually have to make saves. So I'm basically going to say that those of you that have failed it are going to spend the next 11 minutes bebopping in a circle. That does have some implications, but we'll get to that at another time. But right now, you spend the next 11 minutes bebopping in a circle, and then you're done. The kind of glowy light of the symbol fades, and it kind of dissolves, like goes inert for a bit.
Which side of the door am I on when it goes inert?
Roll a percentile dice. High 50, you're on the inside.
Okay. Oh,
Do you want each of us to do that?
Sure.
Yeah, how much bebopping did they do?
So Imbris is on the has wandered through the door.
also, where's your bard?
Oh, he is.
Was he dumb? He said he was dumb.
He's outside with you guys.
None of us made it to the right side of the door.
He's watching the light show. Well, I mean, the door's open. The symbol has been triggered. As long as someone isn't doing something colossally stupid, like, I don't know, shut and rearm the trap, you should be fine.
You just gotta herd dumb me to the other side of the bubble.
Well, the bubble's gone.
The bubble took 10 minutes and dissipated, and then you took another additional minute to stop being stoned on bright light.
Ah, it's been 10 minutes. You know what that means?
Back to full.
So, yeah, you've gotten that.
So when they come out of it, I'll be like, "Whew, boy." And I look at Salazar and I'll be like, "Yeah, that's one for the books." Kind of wink at him.
I look down like, why am I still on this side of the door? Weren't we gonna walk through it?
Yes, one would think. Okay then. So you proceed to come out of it. You're kind of staring at each other like, what the hell was that? And then I guess we head through the door. Please.
Sure, let's go through the door
Yep.
together.
Inside the door, it opens into a large chunk of a library. Let me dump you guys onto a map. I'm like looking at the map and I'm like, why don't we see? Oh yeah, you guys are in this one.
Dear God, I hope you don't have a whole lot of more of like int-based stuff because otherwise we're gonna be stuck and we're never gonna make it to the end of this by 11 o'clock.
It needs to be over. Oh, what is? Oh, that was Frenicos. Ataxia.
The final boss battle. The Dawn Bubble.
The dump bubble.
The fact that you guys are failing versus the dumb bubbles are makes me giggle a little bit.
I have a 6 in intelligence.
I'm just glad that the terminology is picked up. This is a really neat looking map.
Yes, I have poached quite a few free battle maps from things. So anyway, so you guys make your way into the restricted archives.
Atheon is disappointed it's more books.
It is quite a lot of books. There's some other random odds and ends sitting around. There's a locked set of books and shelves in the center. Yeah.
It's a locked set of books and shelves in the
Books,
center.
shelves, and other stuff. So this part here is a wall with locked gates leading into it.
You also are using an orange ping on top of orange stuff.
Not my fault.
You could pick a different color.
Atheon knows
There
that locks mean interesting things.
Can we see through? Are they like barred doors like they look? Can we see through them to the inside?
They are barred doors.
Oh boy, turn order, huh?
Did I automatically trigger something already?
All right. So everyone's wandering around. Atheon's like, I got the magic key.
Yes, he does. I've only used 2 charges.
I'm supposed to get advantage on my initiative. Hold on, I rolled the wrong one.
That was not even. That was better.
If I forgot, I hit the roll 21, and that does not have any of the actual stuff I need.
Yeah, I keep rolling garbage on initiative. I mean, I'm just rolling garbage tonight in general, but that's not new.
So, initiative button is that. So, Atheon, as you wander in front of everybody else, and as you wander in front of everybody else, Jen, you have Can't Be Surprised, right?
Correct.
And now Salazar.
Salazar, yes.
Salazar, why don't you have a initiative?
I was trying to. Oh, sorry. I was trying to figure out how to add new things to my D&D Beyond.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you trying to put the Ion Stone in there?
Yeah.
Let's start with the initiative roll, and we'll get to the Ion Stone
Gotcha.
in a minute.
It's gonna pop up in a couple seconds.
Okay.
Yes, remember how I had you go to your equipment, and there's that, like, manage equipment?
Yep.
You screwed it up.
You should be able to add that.
Which one is my character? Tanzu.
Salazar has a 23. All right. So,
It amuses me to no end that Atheon rolled the 7. He's like, what's going on?
Uh,
Words
yeah,
and things.
yeah. Sorry, I was just looking to see a. You get clubbed in the back of the head, or at least I attempt to.
What
So
now?
14 hit you? 14 doesn't hit you. No.
No.
25 does though. So
Yes,
from
but then
immediately
they
behind you,
remember what happens when.
things hit you. I know.
Yep.
So from immediately behind you, you have something try to punch you in the back of the head, and you kind of like feel it whiff past your head, and because even with advantage, I managed to miss. And however, I touched you for 29 electrical damage, and then
Oh, but electrical damage, I think. No, I'm already doing this, so that'll be
You-
my reaction. So I'll
you
take the
dodged 10 of it?
29.
Okay.
No. I'd rather
and-
do damage to you than save damage from me.
Right. All right. So I need Ataxia gets to go and Salazar gets to go, and then I get to go with my other guy on the map, and then we go back to regular initiative counts because surprise round. All right.
Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. I didn't mean unscarred was resistance. I meant my other thing. Where'd it go? I
I don't know.
clicked the wrong thing. I meant
Jen, you're up.
where'd it go? Where'd it go? Sorry,
Okay,
they're not
so
in order.
I am going
This
to.
one.
Well, I'm gonna assume my Drake didn't come in here, so I need to spend an action to actually summon it.
Okay.
And since it was desummoned at that point, I get to pick which element it is. You said that thing used electricity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the acid. That one's probably
It
pretty easy.
Tasered Atheon in the back of the head.
That's
Don't
amazing.
forget, it just took 14.
I did. It's cool. It is a fiend.
Alright, if it's a fiend, then I should know things about it. It's one of my favorite enemies.
Okay.
Like the way that.
Is that like time spent? Like, I don't.
Well, make a roll and I'll see if you know anything about it. You get advantage.
Roll on survival?
Survival. So it says. No, maybe. Luckily, you got
Ooh.
advantage. So yes, you've heard of this. It's a Yagnoloth. It's got a big punchy hand and it's got an electricity hand and it can teleport. It's also resistant to lots of elemental attacks.
Do I know which ones?
Most of them.
This is important.
Cold, fire, and lightning.
Got it. Alright, we're good.
Okay. Did you have a bonus action?
I do, but I can't really use it until the Drake gets closer, and the Drake's turn comes immediately following mine, so I'm gonna move the Drake into position, and then I'll have to wait until next turn.
Okay. Salazar, you're up.
All right. Do I also have to roll for survival since they're my favorite
No,
enemies?
I mean technically, if you want to, and then and then shoot it in the back of the head.
Oh,
Possibly.
definitely. That is what I would like to do best.
Bonus action first.
Slayer's Prey.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out how to put.
You should actually do Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark works on both of your bow shots, whereas Slayer's only works on one.
It also consumes a spell slot, but
I was trying to
It's up
figure out how
to you.
to do it on this now.
Oh yeah.
Stick to roll 20 if you're struggling. We need to carry this along. So you're doing Slayers or Hunter's Mark?
Hunter's Mark.
And I will switch icons. So you Hunter's Mark it. What is that?
Yeah, let me just do it off of roll 20.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was crazy. Yeah, roll your Hunter's Mark and then roll some attack rolls.
All right. That's way better. Okay.
That does. Why is it still only rolling damage?
Well. First of all, that's just
Oh,
Hunter's
that's the
Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Okay, so 5
You
damage.
need to uncheck Slayers.
Yeah, it's fine. Roll the attacks, please.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and uncheck Slayers and roll attacks, basically.
Yep. Then he needs to check the one for Hunter's Mark.
Why is it only rolling damage?
Don't know.
Are you doing it from D&D Beyond? Because we'll have to fix that later. You might just need to use the roll 21.
I'll just roll it like.
There you go. That works.
Okay.
That hits. And that hits for that's
It's technically 24.
19.
No, 24. You forgot the Hunter's Mark.
Okay, plus that, and that's uncheck Slayer's Prey. So that's 12, 19 plus 17.
No. So the first one was 24, and then the
Okay.
next two is 20 plus another 5. So 24 and 25 is 49.
49. All right. Minus 49. Enter. All right. My turn. So I don't want to.
And
do
then
this
resort.
Huh?
And then it goes back to beginning,
Then
right?
it goes back to the sword. Yeah. And oh yeah, that'll work. From over here, another one appears. Like right there. Moves behind Atheon. And
I think you have it on the other layer. We don't see it.
it was hiding behind this over here. It moves behind Atheon, and it appears immediately behind Atheon, and then casts Lightning Bolt on top of all of you.
We're all in a line, aren't we?
You are all in a line.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So
I mean,
I need everyone to make a
Hold on.
Dex save DC 16, please.
how wide is the lightning bolt?
Hold on. I might have just
5 feet.
accidentally exited out of the wrong
So it goes
thing.
right down the middle.
Okay.
I'll be
Yep,
right
I
there.
failed.
Prague missed.
Would I be
Shannon
able?
missed. Salazar didn't get hit. It was basically the 3 people in the middle. Phrynicus needs to make a Dex save. He didn't make it either. Why are you making 2 things, Prague?
Because he
Fire
can.
protection.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
So you made it the second time.
Yep. And take no damage. Use my
Okay.
reaction.
So it was a dex save.
Not you.
You're not in the line.
Oh, thank God.
Stood behind you and zapped everyone's coming through the door. So everyone takes 25 lightning damage, or half if you made your save.
What was the save?
Not you. Prague and Jen. Prague and Ataxia take 25.
No, Prague got it on the second one.
He got it, so he gets 12.
For Ricknos and me.
No, I use my reaction to take
Rick
none.
must take 25. And then yep, that's it. All right. Actually, 5, 10, 15. We're not going to stand next to our friends. Actually, we're just going to walk away.
Goodbye.
Rude.
Opportunity
Yeah.
attack.
Oh. Do I get an opportunity attack?
He walked up behind you, zapped your friends, and then walked away.
Yeah, but I don't get to use green flame blade, do I? I have to actually do like regular, just hit 'em.
Unless you have something that lets you use spells as reactions, then
Okay.
I don't. It's
that's
dumb. I'll
forecasting,
just
basically.
I'll just regular punch them.
You hit.
Not for a lot, but I hit them.
Not for a lot. Okay.
All right, my turn.
Jen's turn.
Okay, so as my bonus action, I am going to. Dang it! Where is this thing? I'm going to have my Drake cast Drake's Breath. So it's a 30-foot cone of acid. Basically going to hit both these guys. Right?
Yes.
DC 16 dex save.
Look with crits in there.
It's not gonna hit me, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. That's up to Daniel's interpretation of how good my Drake can aim.
Well, I mean, if it's doing a cone, you can have the line of the guys be a cone. So, 1, 2. So, DC what?
DC 16 dex.
Okay, they failed. How much damage is it? 31. Wow. All right then.
Okay, and then so for my action, I'm going to now move, movement up to here, and then I'm going to smack it twice, and the Drake is going to use its reaction to give me the bonus damage.
Okay. Those all hit for 35.
No, 45. Oh, no, you're right, 35. One of these days, I'm going to crit with this spear, and it's going to be glorious.
Sorry. All right. Salazar, you're up.
I am going to continue pew-pewing.
Which one?
The one that's marked.
Okay. Yeah, those hit. And that's enough to put it down.
And I want to use my bonus action to move my hunter's